Welcome to Carboard Pixels, the podcast equivalent of stubbing your toe on the coffee table.
Ouch!
But dig in, embrace the pain, and indulge, because we've got some stuff to share.
No!
This time out, we talk about the stories that happen away from gaming's single-player narratives. We go deep into narrative with a review of board game Cozy Stickerville. We create our own narrative with a look at House video game release Big Walk. And we welcome Astrozombies Jorge to the island.
Oh my god.
But that's not all. Oh, no. This time, we introduce a new voice. One with more American twang than a Tom Petty guitar solo. It's Ashe. And Ashe is offering a new take on the Steam library. One game at a time. Now, onward to glory or death. Or neither, maybe. As players of games, whether in front of a screen or across a table, we have all been blessed with something quite special. Stories. I don't mean those already woven into the fabric of the game itself, the bits the professional writers conjured across a table strewn with empty whiskey bottles and hope as they created adventures for the likes of Lara Croft and Marcus Phoenix, or terror-soaked dives into a Lovecraftian world of Cthulhu madness. All beautifully woven escapades though they are, but I'm talking a different kind of storytelling, those that happen away from the written narrative, the magical little moments that are recalled in vivid life down the pub or round the dinner table, or on a personal note, when the adverts run as we eat dinner from plates perched on our laps. The times we are elevated from the game by those we are playing alongside, those moments are truly special ones. Long, starlit nights around the campfire glow, spent recounting those tales of epic endeavour and daring do, as woodland creatures and gods on high revel in our glorious escapades. That sort of thing. I mean, okay, I over-egged it a tad. How about long, light bulb lit nights around the TV's glow, trying to remember that time the grenade we threw bounced off a wall and killed our whole team? As spouses, parents and kids tut disapprovingly from the kitchen. Nailed it. But I did also throw that grenade, and a whole team did perish. I wish I could say that was a learning experience never to be repeated, but you know, these damned FPS games have so many buttons, and I was panicking. And the aging brain takes a little longer for messages to zip along those neurological pathways. In a world of AI cyborgs, I'm Johnny 5, constantly in a state of short circuit. The first rule of Carboard Pixels, by the way, talk about it everywhere, but the second rule, always drop an out-of-date cultural reference whenever possible. But honestly, despite the light bulb glow of Scenario 2 being closer to the truth, I do consider myself a romantic from Camp 1's starry skies, and I do love a good yarn spawned from the digital and cardboard playgrounds. Stories are what make us human after all. Big ones, small ones, memories and future hopes are all built on narrative magic that changes and shifts with each retelling. It's something we've all taken from the games we've loved, from those we've hated, and even from those we've been indifferent about. Each one leaves us with a tale to tell, and whilst the single-player experience in video games, by and large, might leave us with a similar story, the online multiplayer madness that exists beyond the solo realm, or the gathering around the table as another epic board game night unfolds, offers something far more unique and rewarding. I've got war stories. I've got loads of them. Some of my tales are sprawling epics of drawn-out battles across desolate, distant battlefields, odds stacked heavy against our uber squad of gun-toting, tactical-fueled digital warriors who in reality are a merry band of van drivers, postmen, builders, IT specialists, doctors, butchers, bakers and candlestick makers, and more, who at that point are teammates, sometimes by choice, often just thrown together the way I cook that last meal before payday. Fish fingers and peanut butter toast works, right? But here we are, bonded and battling side by side towards an uncertain future and the likelihood of death. There's that over-egging again, which, coincidentally, is also a trait of that last meal before payday. These moments are little snapshots of joy, of humour, hilarity, and of how the hell did I just do that? I think I might have a career as a pro gamer. Awesomeness. I love these stories. I enjoy when they pop back into my head unexpectedly and whisk me away to a happy, hazy time, a simple time. Very simple, bar those tricky grenade buttons. The board game world, of course, blossoms such magic on a regular basis. When the joy from a hobby frequently transcends the actual game itself, the stories born are numerous. I have tales of magnificent betrayals and backstabbings where innocent-faced kids plotted the entire downfall of the team, of the universe, with complete ease and a wry smile. Stories of unexpected twists in the road that took a game to entirely new landscapes, defeat from the jaws of victory and victory from the depths of defeat, incredible tension-filled climaxes, and laughter, lots and lots of laughter. And occasional anger, like the moment the dog snaffled our entire Domino's pizza order as we sat lost in a Dungeons & Dragons mist of storytelling magic. Once we realised we were a pepperoni pizza short of a pepperoni pizza, the magic became much darker. With a board game offering a connection in the real world, memorable nights of play are regular occurrences. There's just something about that immediate connection that resonates brilliantly in me. Looking into the eyes of a player who may or may not be masterminding your downfall is wonderful. The social element is the one that really is bigger than the game. Usually to the point that the game doesn't even have to be blindingly good to deliver great memories. But the game is asking this of us. Like Dead of Winter wants us to be suspicious, and suspicious we are. I mean, to be fair, we're also a little suspicious playing Cozy Stickerville, but maybe a pair of narrowed eyes is just our personal family default. However, every board game lives or dies on the players. A dose of enthusiasm, humour, and a mutual taste for good-natured backstabbing deliver stories at every tabletop game session. With video games, it's a little different. The potential for playing with others is vast, but it doesn't have that real-world connection. You can't look your opponent directly in the eyes wearing a shit-eating grin as you reveal that you were the dastardly underhand player scuppering everyone's best efforts after all. It's kind of like a reverse Scooby-Doo, where you pull the mask on and reveal the monster you actually are. In video games, there might be some harsh words down the mic, and little friendships might be formed from afar, but generally, players are often like ships passing in the night, particularly evident in World of Warships. Never actually played it, but I had to say that, because the inner child in me demanded it. Despite this, sometimes it doesn't need real connection to deliver points in time you can frequently return to as a pinnacle of your own personal gaming experience. These are, in fact, often shared online moments, but they might only matter to you. For other players, this wasn't their hero or villain or Mr. Bean moment. Like the time, two of us, strangers to one another, held off an oncoming rush of snarling German soldiers. It felt like hundreds upon hundreds were coming at us, relentless like a rising tide on a western storm. The game only supported 16v16, so it might have been less than hundreds, but you can't fight that feeling. There they were, and there we were, holed up inside a Call of Duty 3 ramshackle barn. That one on the Poisson map, you know it? A real fixer-upper, already suitable for Airbnb. With limited ammo, little defence, side by side we fired, reloaded and fired again, as bullets whizzed by and grenades exploded and bombs dropped from above, which is of course where they dropped from, above, yeah. Until eventually, after what felt like an age, the smoke cleared and a hard-fought, tense victory was ours, the last two standing on our team. It was a shared exhale of euphoria. We celebrated over the mics, an unbreakable new friendship formed in the smoking guns and shrapnel of that day. Two new brothers forged in the Poisson gunfire. Just me and... I forget his name now, but it happened, and it was memorable, and for me it was a little bit special. Or there was the time I sat as passenger in the sidecar of a hurtling motorcycle, German this time, racing towards the enemy flag, deep in what I like to call the death zone. Ominous, I know. Heavily defended Allied territory, but we knew no fear, and I didn't know which button it was to exit the sidecar. We ploughed headlong into the fracas. Bullets and bravado whizzing by my noggin as all hell broke loose around me. The rider of the bike leapt from the saddle, all blazing guns and never say die attitude. He was the first to die. Axis and allies in poorly choreographed chaos. Players leaping in that really annoying way they do on FPS games. Grenades ruptured the air, smoke rose, yells, screams, someone playing music down the mic. I paused to mute them. Death and destruction spilt from the screen as heroes were born and villains slain. And all the while, I sat in the sidecar trying desperately to remember which button it was to get out. Eventually, I hit the right one and leapt into the fray, but the fray was already frayed and gone. All that remained were the bodies of those heroes from the fight. I took a moment of silent contemplation, of respect for my fallen comrades, those poor, brave souls. Then I pick up the flag and skip whistling away into the sunset. I think we all know who the real hero here is. And there are the moments of friendships that form in Ark Raiders as we take down some Goliath machine, reap the reward, make for the hatch, and then get shot in the back moments before victory. And, despite saying nothing throughout the entire adventure, we unmute the mic and we swear. My God, do we swear. These are the gifts we take from our games. When the joy of the moment subsides, the stories we can share with friends remain. I've got war stories, you've got war stories. All of us have war stories. And that is a part of gaming I'll never tire of. Even when the game might fall short or those around us are complete strangers, it is still possible something magical might blossom. Something that will live far longer than the game itself, in fact. And that is a beautiful thing. Let's do something I generally have a deep loathing for. Let's go for a walk. It's not that I loathe the idea of being outdoors, of exercise and exploring what lies beyond the front door. No. I only deeply dislike those things. But walking? The only walking I have any time for is Christopher walking. I do love a dad joke, mind you. But anyway, this walk goes by the name of Big Walk and is out on PS5 and PC. It's also designed by the magnificent minds at House, the creators of the equally magnificent Untitled Goose Game. What House have delivered is actually staggeringly wonderful. I played it, thought wonderful, and staggered. True story. Mostly. This cooperative game sets 2 to 12 players the task of embracing shared exploration across a huge, wild world of almost lifelike proportions. The bodies we inhabit whilst playing this are cartoonish and simple, and it's a lovely, colourful contrast right from the off. The simple idea, aren't most good ones simple, is that players explore the land, uncover places that hold puzzling team-based challenges, find objects that eventually unlock further wilder places, but whilst doing so, they also have to communicate. And this is the beacon of glory in an already shiny game. Communication is key, and in Big Walk, it's also devilishly clever. Players closer to you are loud and clear when talking down the mic. The further away they are, the more distant and quiet they become, very much like life. Players talk and toss ideas to each other as they wander the world, or in our case, to chat and to argue with each other for the entirety, also deeply entertaining. However, here comes the magic. Brace for impact. It's not unusual to get separated in Big Walk. Turn your back for a minute to admire the mountain range, and the crew might have marched on without you. Then, maybe night falls, and it gets kind of scary. They can't hear you talking down the mic, calling out to them, screaming for help, as distance has put that one to bed. So what do? Well, we improvise. We grab that bulb of luminous light and we wave it above our head in the hope that one of the gang spots it in the inky darkness. Or we shine that laser we found, slicing the night in two. Surely they'll see that. Or there's that walkie-talkie. Someone has the other one. We tentatively push the button.
Anyone there? Over. I'm a bit lost. Over?
Who's that? Over what?
What do you mean?
I mean, over what? What are you lost over?
Sorry?
No need to apologise. I just don't know what you're lost over.
No, I mean, I speak and then over signals the end, like the full stop.
Why not just stop speaking? I'd get the gist.
Well, because we say over. Over?
When? When do we say that? Oh, imagine me and the chippy. Fish chips and mushy peas, please. Over. They think we were mad.
But on walkie-talkies, everyone does.
Really? I've never heard that before. Is it a rule?
Well, kind of.
Should come with a handbook, really. Who'd think to say over? Anyway, what's up?
Nothing. I'm good. I'm quite getting used, and I quite like the lonely dark, suddenly.
Hello? Over?
Big Walk is incredible. To take something so typical and make it an extraordinary playing experience littered with moments that will have you laughing and cursing and recounting long after you finish a session is a heck of a feat. It's a cooperative masterpiece. The controls are great, allowing us to wave arms, point directions, and if you really put your mind to it, chicken dance. The puzzles shift from simple to challenging, but always keep a foothold in logic that means so much. Graphically, it's brilliant, like what's not to love about 4 basic cartoon figures wandering an almost photorealistic landscape in search, well, of whatever lies beyond the next puzzle. House have created something utterly unique at a time when video games seem to continually deliver deja vu. They did it with Untitled Goose Game, and they've achieved even more with Big Walk, in my opinion. They are also a throwback to early game development and creation, where minds ran free, there were no constraints, and every idea was potential gold. A place where games such as Metagalactic Llama's Battle at the Edge of Time existed alongside Jet Set Willy and Jetpack. It's refreshing to see chances taken with such aplomb that they should be called Gary Lineker and the 6 Yard Box software. Big Walk is part adventure, part mystery, open world exploration with comedy elements, occasional arguments, mind melding and friendship building, celebration of what video games can still do to surprise us. So I say, get your boots on and open your mind, because something special awaits. This episode of Desert Island Gamer was recorded in 2020.
Today on Desert Island Gamer, we are joined by Jorge, who is one of the developers and art directors of a new game called Astrozombies. It's a cracking game, and I recommend you get it. Before we kick in, I was just talking about Astrozombies, and a few things that I was really curious about, in particular, is your own journey. What has that journey been like?
Well, it's been really difficult. I'm a graphic designer. I always thought about making games, but since I'm from a country called Argentina, we don't have the industry really developed, you know? So it was really hard to get into it. But I had a moment in my life where I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I was with someone that told me, hey, if you love video games so much, why don't you try it? I mean, why don't you get someone that can make the program? You draw the assets and, well, you figure it out, you know? And that's the basic premise, you know? It's the way I did it.
Yeah, I want to shake whoever told you to do that by the hand and say it was a great choice to send you down this path. Having only just experienced the game, it's been a real great experience. It's a real triumph. In terms of putting the game out there, to put something that you've poured your heart and soul into, like a video game, what has the emotional experience been like?
I must say it's really hard. I know from my previous working experience that you need to kind of detach yourself from your work. When people criticize it, when they give their opinion, it's not personal. It's not like they're criticizing you or saying things exactly to you. It's like their experience and what they think about it. And it's okay if they like it and if they don't like it. but it's really difficult.
Yeah, I imagine.
Because
Yeah.
when you put so many years of your life and so much hard work into something, it's pretty much like some sort of baby, you know. It's hard not to say there's a part of me there, there's a lot of me there. You just need to remind yourself of that, you know. Put it there, listen, because I've heard a lot of really interesting critiques. Take the ones that really add to your experience so you can make it better and improve it. And if somebody doesn't like it, it's okay. They cannot like it, and it doesn't mean that either they don't know or that the game sucks. You know, it's
Sure.
different strokes for different folks.
That's a good mindset. That's a nice way to approach things because, it can be difficult at times for sure. So, I like that mindset very much. In terms of where you go, obviously, we're right at the birth of Astrozombies. Don't know if you even thought about where you go.
I envisioned it like a 3-part video game, which can be played in separate chapters, pretty much like the first Star Wars trilogy. I mean, I'm not saying I'm them, please.
On the way.
But what I mean is that I wanted each game to start and finish in itself. But when you get the 3 of them together, you get like a bigger picture, a bigger experience.
Awesome. Yeah.
To tell you the truth, we're still watching because we need to see if we have our day jobs. So we need to see what will come out of this. But we're really looking forward to the opportunity of expanding the universe.
I'm sure I speak for many players who will experience Astrozombies. I hope this becomes the new day job down the line, and this is the start of a road to a future basically doing this, because what a future that will be.
I hope so. I really hope so.
Everything else is getting bigger, these open worlds. It's nice that we can go back and put a smile on your face. I love that. And respect to you for bringing that to us. Yeah.
Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. It's something, you know, it's something that I really gave a lot of thought to, because I do know that they're not like the current trend of video games. So I thought like, well, maybe if I'm going to make a video, I might need to do something that belongs to these times. But then I figured that there's already a lot of people doing that. I can try something I want to do. It's kind of out of time.
It could introduce a whole new generation of gamers to where we came from, basically. People still listen to the music from the 60s and 70s, and these things go in cycles, don't they? Things never get old. If it's fun, it's fun. It's as simple as that, I think.
Absolutely. That's the way I think about it.
Thank you, George. We will crack on, because unfortunately, you're going to have to forget about Astrozombies for a while, because you've just been stranded upon the desert island. But luckily, in some strange fortune, you have the whole universe of video games to choose from. Let's kick in with game 1.
It's hard to narrow it down to 3, but say that my first choice would be Mega Man X.
Oh, wow. One of those foundation stones. What is it about Mega Man X that has made it shine for you?
It kind of blew my mind when I was a kid, because games were a lot simpler. This was the first in the X series of Mega Man, where you kind of had a lot of collectibles, and it had a lot of replayability, and it had all these bosses that were a mix between animals and technological things. And it was like, wow, it's a lot of space for creativity, you know? And the story was simple, but it had a lot of emotion going for it. You know, with Zero, that he sacrifices at some things, and then he's really powerful, and you look up to him so you can battle another evil foe. It was like, whoa, there's so much going on here with so little. I thought it was beautiful.
Yeah, amazing. Yeah, absolutely agree. It's definitely one of those games that as a kid, your jaw drops open and your eyes go wide, and it's one of them that just stays inside, and you never kind of forget those. Is it one of those games that transports you straight back to being a kid again when you boot it up?
Absolutely. I love it. I keep on playing it to this day. You grow better, so you can finish it in a couple of hours.
Yep.
So I really put it up from time to time, and I do get that kick. I mean, it's my favorite. Even after there are a lot of other Mega Man X in the series.
Sure.
My absolute favorite. It's the one I can play with my eyes closed.
That's so cool. It's cool that you have games that do that to you, and that's a great first choice. I really, really like that one. What would be game 2?
Game 2 would be a game I have so much fun with, especially with friends. It's Turtles in Time.
Oh, right. Okay. I've never played Turtles in Time, so please sell this game to me.
Man, it's incredible. It's incredible. You know, it comes from the time where the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles were like big time. And Konami came up with this beat 'em up, which was incredible. It has amazing anime style graphics. You go through time. You start in New York City, I think they live, and then suddenly they go back to the prehistoric times. They go through pirate ships. They go through trains. You go through everywhere. You even go to the future, and then come back. And the whole thing is because Shredder, the enemy of the Ninja Turtles, he just takes the Statue of Liberty.
As you do.
They gotta get it back, you know. So the final battle, you're against Super Shredder, which is, you know, that
as if Shredder wasn't bad enough.
Yeah, he's super bad, you know. And in the background, you have the face of the Statue of Liberty looking at you while you fight this final boss, and everything is incredible. And the soundtrack, oh man. You got to listen. If you don't play, at least listen to the soundtrack because it's beautiful. It's a work of art.
George, you've sold it. I'm going to dig this game out at some point today and see if I can get the children on it because it sounds fantastic. Sounds like my sort of game as well. Actually, talking to soundtracks, I really should have mentioned the soundtrack from your own game because, wow, that is driving that game along at some rate of knots. It's really special. Congratulations on that. Is that where it's born from? You are noticing the music as well as the game?
Yeah, it's a very important part for me, the soundtrack, because as I told you before, a lot of these platformers have amazing soundtracks. Castlevania and Mega Man alone, they're beautiful. So I really wanted to keep the pace going with some nice tune. It was made by a friend of mine. You know, his whole heart was into it because it wasn't only a job for a friend. So it was great. Because he doesn't have a gaming background. He's a musician, but he didn't play games.
Yes.
So he really got the references I gave him.
Oh, it's captured it. It's a real like marriage between the game and the music. It really marries together and creates this outstanding sort of beast out there. It's fantastic. 2 cracking games. Can you keep it up with game number 3?
Well, I'm going to get a little bit more modern, so I'm going to choose Bloodborne.
Oh my God, I adore this game. Tell me why you love it first.
If I could make a game, the game, I mean, any game with any budget, you know, and any knowledge, that's the game I would like to make. It's just beautiful. It's incredible. The gameplay is amazing. I mean, I love Dark Souls, but Bloodborne takes it so much further without all the blocking. It's action, and dodge, rolling, and the creature design. Oh my God. I mean, the Japanese really knock it out of the park. It's amazing what they come up with. It's so Lovecraftian. And
yeah, exactly.
And every time I play and every time I see a video of it and I read things, there's something new, a new detail. It's so much into the details that I can only love it.
Yeah, it is absolute gothical beauty. It's one of the few games I will stop and take screenshots just because it is so stunning to look at. It's part Tim Burton movie and just part masterpiece video game creation. It's absolutely a wonderful, wonderful game. Bloodborne's one of those games I can go back to again and again and kind of get the same experience from it, perhaps even more because I'm taking notice of other things going on. That is your 3 games done. Very good games. I mean, potentially the top 3 choices we've had so far. Obviously, as a developer yourself, this is going to be painful, but there is one game you're going to have to throw on the fire for heat, and which is the poor unfortunate game that is getting burnt today.
This one kind of has a little story, very short story. I don't know if you know it because it's not such a big game. It's called Sonic Shuffle. It's a game for the Dreamcast. And well, I remember having it when I was a kid and I didn't have a lot of money to buy games. So it was like a gamble. And it was so bad. I mean, today, we all know that Sonic is kind of, you know, he kind of fell from grace. But by those days, we didn't know. Sonic was like Mario's equal. It was, I mean...
Oh, yes, yeah. They were toe to toe.
Yeah, and suddenly they come up with this Mario Party knockoff, which was so bad you didn't get to play. It was all dialogue and explanations.
Oh, dear.
And it was, man, it's a party game. I want to play. So if I have to erase a game from the history of humankind, I'm sorry, but I would erase Sonic Shuffle.
It sounds a very, very valid reason to erase it. I think I'll help you throw that one on the fire, to be honest, especially as the Dreamcast, just mentioning the Dreamcast, that was, for me, a console that I absolutely adore, and it was heartbreaking when that kind of got cancelled out of the blue. It was like, there's going to be no more games for Dreamcast, and unfortunately, that is how it is.
Yes, I remember I had Marvel vs. Capcom 2, I remember, for the Dreamcast. It was, at the time, it was the only console you could get that game, and it was an amazing system. It was
fantastic.
It was such a pain to see it go.
It certainly was. I don't think I'll ever quite get over that, to be honest. But having said that, Sonic Shuffle can go onto the flames, because that sounds like an absolutely terrible game on the Dreamcast. Fantastic choice again. And obviously, everyone needs a companion on the island. Who will be your companion on the island?
Well, I'd say that my companion would be Jill Valentine from the Resident Evil series.
Resident Evil, sure. And what will Jill bring to the party?
She's a pretty interesting character.
Should we just cut it there?
She's a pretty interesting character, and she's into survival, so that's important.
She's been through a lot. She certainly has.
She's been through a lot.
The desert island will feel like a picnic by comparison, to be fair.
Yeah, full of Jill sandwiches.
Yeah. Is Resident Evil a game then? Is that another game that kind of figured?
Resident Evil and Silent Hill are two franchises I absolutely loved. Silent Hill, it kind of disappeared.
I think that was probably the first real horror game I remember playing, Silent Hill. It was the first one that felt like an adult horror game.
Yeah, I was really afraid. But I was afraid. I recall, because I love horror things, books, movies, games. But that was the first time that I felt, man, I don't know if I can continue.
Yeah, I definitely understand that. I had the similar there was a Japanese game called Project Zero. I think it had a few different names. Oh my God, I couldn't play it.
We know it as Fatal Frame.
Yes, of course, same game, yeah.
The one with the camera.
That's it, and you're taking pictures of the creepiest ghosts.
It's incredible. Yes, I love those games too. Yes.
Yeah, fantastic game, but I've never seen the end of it because I was too terrified to continue. That is awesome. Thank you very much, George. Were there any games that were on the cusp that almost made the list? I'm sure there was a vast amount, I suppose.
Yeah, people remember Castlevania Symphony of the Night, which is a beautiful game. I love it, but I prefer the original, the kind of structure.
Yeah, cool. Yeah,
which gave an arcade feeling. Castlevania certainly, Mega Man. Well, Resident Evil, Silent Hill.
I'm sure we could probably go on for a long time with
There's
so many.
Yeah. I'm sorry. You start me going, and I'm really sorry.
It's nice to meet a like-minded player. It really is. Thank you so much, George. I can wish you absolutely all the best with Astrozombies. I hope it delivers everything you want it to and more. Hopefully, this is the start of changing day job.
I want to thank you very much because the review was amazing.
Oh, thank you.
And for having me in your podcast. It's the first time I am in a podcast. It's a first experience, and it was I felt really comfortable.
It's put you off for life, hasn't it? You'll never do another one now. I really appreciate it. I honestly do. It's brilliant to get you on here. It's been brilliant to have a chance to play Astrozombies, and I hope that it turns out to be a brilliant experience for yourself too. Take care, and cheers, George. Until next time, thank you very much. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Cheers.
Hello, and welcome to the inaugural episode of Bottom of the Barrel, where I tackle my Steam library of shame, one game at a time. These games weren't born bad, I just haven't gotten around to playing them yet. Something about the endless grind of capitalism. In this series, I'll be sorting my Steam library by recent activity, scrolling all the way to the bottom, and giving that poor, unfortunate game some love. Aww. Or possibly hate. The rules are, I have to play the game for at least 30 minutes, then I decide if it will get some more playtime later, or if it deserves to go back into the barrel. We'll stop when all of my library has been played, or I die of old age. But we both know which one will happen first. Today's game is The Ship. but not just regular old boring The Ship. I hope you can hear my air quotes there. No, today we are playing The Ship single player. Yes, it is a separate game, so it does count by my standards at least, which may be small, but whatever. In order to talk about the single player version, though, you kinda need to know my thoughts about its multiplayer sibling game. In The Ship, you control a passenger on a luxury cruise where a cruel, wealthy member of the aristocracy pits you and your fellow passengers against each other in a race to kill or be killed. With style, of course. You receive a quarry to hunt and kill, while knowing that one of your fellows is also secretly plotting your demise. But who could it be? As if death by hunter wasn't bad enough, you also have to contend with Sims-like needs, such as hunger, thirst, and sanitation, let's say. Letting any of these needs go too far can result in death as well. It made for a great online game of cat and mouse murder, and I had a lot of fun playing it. I tell you all of this to pull a complete 180, because The Ship single player is nothing like that at all. Sure, you're on the same ship, and sure, you have a quarry to hunt, but the game plays out like a bunch of mini missions. Go obtain this disguise here, kill this quarry here, pilfer this item, go kill 5 more quarries in a row here. The soul of what made The Ship fun and gripping is completely removed. As far as I could tell from my 30 minutes playing it, and yes, I quit right at 30 minutes, there were no stakes. There was no quarry hunting you. I never had to worry if that passenger that I just passed in the hallway would turn around brandishing a cricket bat. I was just a zombie, mindlessly following orders and having exactly 0 fun. Not a single fun to be seen. And yes, I understand that the game is meant to be played with other people. Oh, my dear Watson, therein lies the rub. If it was meant to be played with other people, don't make a single-player version. I believe The Ship single-player was created in a different time. A time when people were more isolated and curmudgeonly, and when most people just didn't get along with each other. Okay, I guess that still sounds kind of like today, but at least today game developers know better than to shoehorn a single-player version of a game that only thrives when played with someone else. The Ship single-player has sunk. Back to the barrel with you.
In one of those curious coincidences the universe occasionally drops on us, after me lambasting the cozy game genre for getting cozy wrong, I ended up playing a board game with cozy in its title, albeit the American spelling, which as we all know is wrong.
Oh yes.
There are no Z's in cozy.
Cool!
Cozy Stickerville from Unexpected Games hit the table with promises of delivering warmth, inner peace and tranquil zen. I mean, it made none of those promises, but I had high hopes. And I'm very happy to report that this cooperative slice of sticker placing joy for 1 to 6 players is wonderful. It's not cozy, not to me anyway, but if I was to pluck an adjective from the air and drop it onto the cover, what we have here is delightful. Delightful Stickerville. That just doesn't roll at all. A collaborative, narrative-driven, pathway-choosing adventure where there is little threat, no real way to lose, and no real villains, but it plays like a sweet, big-hearted skip along Lollipop Lane. It's a shared, choose-your-own-adventure jaunt. It's gentle as sunlight on a trickling countryside stream where you sit beneath an apple tree bathed in content warmth. It's kind of lovely. And Moorish. Some admin. This is a campaign game, meaning that during the playthrough, stickers will be added to the board, some will be removed from the game altogether, choices will be made, secrets revealed, and narrative strands woven. A complete campaign takes 10 game years. A game year is basically each player having an equal number of turns, 4 in a 4-player game, and then calling it a day, before wishing everyone Happy New Year and going again.
Happy New Year!
In the early part of the game, choices are fairly limited. However, the more cards come into play year on year, the more choices available each turn. For example, in year 1, we have a few map locations with storylines to explore. Some are characters, some are places, but each visit generally reveals some story and gives the player a choice to make about which path the story will go next. Do we let Wild Bill stay in the village, or do we kick his ass out? For example.
Goodbye!
Some cards will also bring choice, such as the opportunity to add buildings to the village. Many of these cards will stay in play until explored or exhausted. What this means is that each year, as players draw more cards, more choices open up. Suddenly, it becomes a task in weighing up the best option for your own investment in the game and for the benefit of the village and those around you at the table. Like, we could really do with that additional dwelling, but I really want to know why the kids are climbing on the roof of the school. It's brilliant. In fact, there's so much going on that it's almost certain that some narratives won't reach a conclusion. And then it's about making tricky decisions, about weighing up which stories matter or matter to you, and which stories you can let amble along without really finding out the definitive answer as to what happened. Now, each year, in terms of playtime, might take like 20 to 30 minutes early on, and then a little more year on year as options increase, but never overly long. Once the clock chimes midnight on December the 31st on year 10, the campaign is over. But don't despair. The board can be flipped and a new adventure started with some different stickers and stories. How cool is that? Cozy Stickerville is a triumph in the art of delivering a rich, shared storytelling experience where everything is simple and unconvoluted. There are no trips to the rulebook required, no downtime or frustration, just this wonderful game that carries you along on a soft breeze from start to finish. We get involved in the local farmer's love life. We let the resident madcap genius get creative, or we don't. We bring pets into the picture. We might even give them hats, or we might not. We have regrets about Wild Bill. So many regrets. We make decisions that affect the village vibe, and we expand across a delightful little map, one sticker at a time. There are victory-ish points to be had. We can gain happiness in the form of little heart stickers, and we can acquire a range of accolades, good and bad, based on decisions made and narratives explored. But the real joy here is in the shared storytelling. Any game that can have 4 relatively mature people and 1 child becoming so deeply invested in the life and times of a little sticker-heavy village out in the sticks and its weird, wonderful inhabitants is testament to the brilliance on show. Designer Cory Konieczka has been a part of some memorable moments in board game history. With more than a hand in Battlestar Galactica, Eldritch Horror, Mansions of Madness, Twilight Imperium, and Cozy Stickerville. That's something of a departure. But this off-the-beaten track for Cory has seen him and us stumble into a paradise of cardboard and sticker nirvana. Can paradise and nirvana be used like that? So close together. Google says yes. I honestly cannot recommend this game highly enough. It's a sidestep from the norm, a departure from tradition, and it has over 800 stickers. Cozy Stickerville drips charm from every orifice. Ugh, that sounds terrible. Like some bee that's overindulged in honey and now sits in a sticky mess of shame and embarrassment. The game, though, is magnificent and magical in equal measure. A simple, shared adventure through a quiet place whose little decisions feel huge to all those invested. I love it, and every one of its sticky little treats. But it's not cozy, it's delightful. Thank you, as always, for spending your time with Carboard Pixels. Every listen is hugely appreciated. If you like the podcast, of course, we'd love you to drop a review. But other than that, thanks again, and we'll return with episode 5.